Hey guys, this is Jonathan from Fitness for Freedom, and today we are going to show you how to pick up groceries. In one of our other videos, I showed you how to lift groceries out of the trunk of your car. Now, massage therapist Carol Jackson watched this video, really liked it, said she was having clients that were getting back pain from lifting groceries up off the floor, and asked me if I could do a video demonstrating how to pick groceries up off the floor. So, Carol, here it is. All right, so picking up groceries off the floor is very similar to picking up anything that's heavy off the floor. Of course, it's groceries, so it might be a little bit awkward or a little bit misshaped compared to what you, or uneven compared to what you'd normally be lifting up. But otherwise, all of the mechanics are the exact same. So here we have a bin of groceries on the floor. Now this bin is about 30, maybe 35 pounds of groceries, which is about the heaviest a bin is probably going to be if you do buy some groceries, okay? So to set up, you're going to take about a hip width to slightly wider than hip width stance. And what that does is it's going to make it easier for you to get down a little bit lower and for it to be more comfortable on your hips and your back as you go, okay? So if you're a little bit wider than that thing is that you're going to pick up, you push your bum back just like this, okay? The exact same way as if you were doing a deadlift. You grab on to the thing you're about to hold. If it's a bag of groceries, you might have to get all the way underneath it, but it doesn't matter, is that get a good grip on it and then stand up tall, drive through your heels, squeeze your glutes together, and push your hips forward, okay? So it'll look just like this if we do it a little bit more quickly. Okay, so relatively straightforward, or at least I think it's relatively straightforward. Now, if we have a bag of groceries or two bags of groceries, it's going to be the exact same thing, except it's going to be easier because the bags are a little bit higher up, okay? So you're going to bend down, squatting with your bum back, okay? You're going to grab the handles like this. You're going to come up just a little bit so there's a bit of tension on the handles, and you're going to stand up all the way tall, okay? And as you can see, that's a much easier movement to make because you don't have to go down nearly as far to be able to lift up the groceries, okay? Now, not everyone is going to have the hamstring flexibility or the hip mobility to be able to get down into either one of those positions that is going to protect your back to lift the groceries up off the floor. So there's a few exercises that I recommend you do as part of your workout, or maybe just a couple of times a week to help improve that mobility and the flexibility through your hips and your hamstrings, okay? So the first exercise is the assisted squat. So you need something that is relatively stable. Like I have this nice pipe here, maybe a door frame might be solid enough if you have like a very heavy door in your house. Okay, you're going to step so your feet are about shoulder width, maybe a little bit more narrow because we're trying to work on your hip mobility, and the more narrow your feet are, the more the muscles are probably going to have to stretch, okay? So we're coming down, you keep the weight in your heels, and you keep a good grip on the post, and you keep your chest up nice and tall. And by being able to hold on to the bar, what that's going to do is it's going to help you stable it, because you're probably going to want to fall backwards if you're in the right position. So the bar will help you stabilize yourself. And you're going to be down very low, which means it's going to be hard for you to stand back up the first few times that you do it. So you can use the pole to pull yourself back up. Okay, and then you can come back down again, chest nice and tall, keep the weight in your heels, and then come back up again. Now I have pretty good hip mobility, which means it's relatively easy for me to get down low like this. Most people will have a lot more trouble, and you might have to really take a lot of load with the post, and that's okay, because that's what you need to do to be able to improve the mobility. Now, maybe 12 to 15 repetitions would be a good place to start when doing that exercise. Okay, now the next step up, once you're ready or once you're comfortable doing that squat that's assisted, is getting a heavy weight. We can use this 10-pound bag of potatoes, okay? Hold it in front of us, just off of our chest a little bit, and you're going to do a squat the exact same way as you were for the assisted squat, except you're holding it off like a goblet, okay? Now what this is called is a goblet squat. And when you go up and down, then that lets you work on your hip mobility, okay? Work on your hip mobility to get down a little bit lower without using the post assist, okay? So you won't be able to get down as low, or you probably won't be able to get down as low, at least at first. But 12 to 15 repetitions a few times a week over the course of a couple of months, and you'll have really good hip mobility in no time, okay? Now, that's hip mobility. Now let's talk about your hamstring flexibility, okay? Very good exercise, or what I think the best exercise to do, is to just practice the hinge movement, okay? So the hinge is that first part where we're pushing our bum back to be able to grab the groceries, except I don't want you to grab the groceries yet. I want you to just keep the hands on your thighs and let them go down, and as you push your hips back, your upper body or your torso is going to come forward, or want to come forward, okay? And as you can see, you can maintain a nice neutral spine as we go down, and you just practice this hip movement. If you're having a lot of trouble doing it, then you can bend your knees a little bit more and turn it into more of a squat, okay? So it's like a cross between a squat and a hinge, and that'll get you used to doing the movement and practicing the movement pattern, which is going to significantly decrease your chance of becoming injured, okay? And by doing, again, 12 to 15 repetitions of this, as you become more comfortable, you'll be able to push your hips more and more back. I would even try to do it with straighter legs as you do it, because then that's going to really stretch your hamstrings out a little bit more, okay? Or do it in front of a mirror to practice so you can see that you're keeping your spine nice and neutral like I was, okay? And then over the course of time, it's going to get you easier and easier for you to do this hinge motion, and you'll be able to lift your groceries up off the floor without hurting your back. All right, if you found this video helpful, please subscribe to our channel or like our page, because we deliver content just like it every week. Take care, and we'll talk to you next time.